microphone is introductory. Whoa, that's too loud. Look at that. That's what they're seeing right now. Is everything within this red rectangle? It represents what they see. All right, microphone's going to be on now.
Hello.
Daniel, hello, how are you? Daniel says, Tabby, he says, greetings from North Carolina. And George says, hello, much love from LA, California. Good morning, Daniel. Hey, Black Rebel, Drew's here. Cool, man. How's it going, man?
Hello from Hillbilly Land.
Hello from Hillbilly Land, man. I don't know if they can hear you, Tabby.
I said hello.
Yeah, there you go. You're going to have to be. So we are live. Tabby wanted to talk about a few things.
How many of y'all heard about this school board that literally hid the rape? 2 girls by the same damn skirt-wearing, pretending trans. Because I'm sorry, if you're going to go into the girls' room and then rape 2 girls in 2 separate occasions, you're not trans. You're a scumbag. Difference. Big difference. Just like the ones that go into the ladies' room and they pull down their pants and they show their dick and they go, what? There's nothing different. Bullshit. If you were trans, you would never show your dick to the public. Understood? Because it would fuck with your dysmorphia and you would become highly depressed, very anxious, and somewhat suicidal. Yeah, they don't even like looking at their own dicks. Real ones. So I know you're a fucking fake, you little bitch. I know it. It's very simple. But the Loudoun County School Board seems to think it's okay to, one, not get the police involved until after they had no choice because the girls wouldn't shut up. So they had no choice. But was a rape kit administered by those officers? No. You know who had one administered? The first girl's father. He took her to the cops and had them do a rape kit. And guess what? The little son of a bitch in a skirt's DNA was inside of her. He did, in fact, rape her. And I'm going to use the fucking pronoun he, him, man, male, dickwear, asshole, rapist. Yeah, those are the terms that will apply to this wannabe. Okay? Because like I said, real trans, and if you asked a real one or paid the fuck attention, they would inform you that the parts of them that are, in fact, male or male-ish bother them, and they don't like showing them off. They go to extreme measures, including taping their dick to their nutsack hard enough to pop a ball so that no one will see it and that they can forget it for a while. Don't give me that shit. Well, there's a fine line between bullshit and reality. That's what there's a fine line between. And you can put on a skirt, but if you want to wave your dick around, you're not trans. You're posing. You're a pathetic little poser trying to get some action where he shouldn't be at. You're a rapist. You're a pervert. Get the fuck out. And to any ladies that are listening, this is the actual truth. If you see somebody in a skirt come into the ladies' restroom and show you their dick, this is a good example of them not actually being trans. That's not a trans. That's a predator. You are to take everything in your power and beat the fuck out of that person. Beat the fuck out of them till they can't use their legs. Beat them till they wish they had never walked into that bathroom to fucking get some pervy action. Because once again, real trans people have dysmorphia. They don't like looking at the parts of themselves that are wrong. They don't like other people looking at the parts of themselves that they see as wrong. It's dysmorphia. You can look it up. Wagging it around, sticking it in, that's not dysmorphia. That's called proud of it. Big difference. Oh, but they're young. They still feel the same way when they're young, you assholes. Stop trying to give an excuse to a fucking rapist. Okay, so after the first girl was disregarded by the school, right? And they covered it up, but the dad found out and all this happened. They then sent the boy to another school. They did not notify the school of what he did. They just sent him. He did it again at that school. So 2 girls raped by this little bastard who puts on a skirt and happily walks into a girl's bathroom. Now, I don't want to hear another fucking person in my entire goddamn life dare to fucking say, oh, well, you should just let it happen. I mean, they're not perverts. They're not. Fuck you. Some are.
Apparently, but same difference.
Yeah, well, locker rooms and bathrooms, depending on the school system you're on, can be the same thing. Depending on, like, when I went to school in this one building, it was shaped like a weird V. And so the gymnasium had the only bathroom down there. And so you went to the boys' room in the boys' locker room and the girls' bathroom in the girls' locker room. Unless you wanted to walk all the way to the other side of the fucking and piss your pants on the way there. You know? Otherwise, you just want to cross the hall. So it depends. So it could be that kind of situation. Who knows? But either way. And they're still like, oh, this poor trans. He's not trans. He is not trans. He is not trans. Get that through your fucking head. A trans would not do that. Not with their dick, anyways. And if they did, it would probably be really rare. Exceedingly rare. It's not the thing. Usually a trans is the one getting raped. What the fuck don't you understand? School board, the dad goes to the fucking school board to be like, what the fuck is your problem? And you know what they do? They won't let a BLM assault him. Because that happened there. That was one of the other spin-off stories from this whole that happened. Is this father shows up and a BLM asshole starts talking shit and they get fucking, into it. And the cops then get into it with the father, not the BLM, the fucking father. And they force him out of the building and arrest him. A man who went there with a positive rape test for his daughter was beaten and forcefully ejected, then arrested by this fucking school. This fucking county did this. That's just one. What are the other ones doing? For the love of God, get your kids out of all public school. Drain the beast in one fucking go. Do you know how much taxpayer money they siphon off of all of us who do or do not have children? Yeah. Take away their excuse to do it. Destroy the school. Every child. And don't give me the excuse, well, I don't have time. You can pay for a tutor. If you can pay the taxes that they drain from you, you can pay for a fucking tutor. And which is better? Risking your kid getting sexually assaulted and then ignored and told to shut the fuck up? Or get a fucking tutor to do that homeschooling for you?
I believe this is it, right?
Yeah.
So have you guys seen this? Should I play the sound?
Go ahead.
Or do you want to talk? All right, let me go back to the beginning. Let's see. It's really quiet for some reason. Sorry about this.
I thought he got assaulted by a BLM. That article is lying. Pause it. And turn the mic on.
No, mic's on. Go ahead.
Okay, well, one of the articles I read was lying. He didn't get assaulted by a BLM. So that was just a spin-off story to try and mislead people, I'm guessing. All right.
Okay.
can't even defend your daughters, people. Women are cattle once again. Congratulations, we're cows. We're just fucking for breeding and killing. Pleasure. That's what we are. Yay. We're less than we were in the West. Fuck.
Now, what is this guy saying here near the end? I don't know.
How can you allow this to happen, I think?
Yeah, something to that effect.
That's what I think I heard.
So who starts the fight?
That officer's trying to shut him up.
Okay, the officer grabbed him.
Yeah, the officer started it.
Yeah.
He's been trying to get him out the whole time. Because they called him to get him out.
Okay. Yeah.
This fight is the school board's doing. They did this. The county supervisors, that's them.
Yeah, so you...
They're those two little Nazi cops. They were called by the assholes that you are supposed to vote into those positions. Maybe you stop doing that.
Yeah, so you could see it was the cop that started it.
Did that one. He just didn't want to hear him because he was told to shut him up. So he did.
Yeah, so the cop first, he grabs him by his shoulder, probably one hand on his elbow area, and then one hand on his shoulder, something like that, you know.
We can't hear him very well because they turned down the guy's mic.
Right. Yeah, I have the follow.
I don't want anybody to hear what they've done. What they've done is basically reduce females to cattle. We don't matter. Our bathrooms aren't safe. That's fine if we get raped in the bathroom. That's cool. No. Now, according to this school board, it's perfectly okay for every male in the school to put on a skirt and put their dick in any female in any place that they choose at any time. That's basically what they have stated by hiding it. That it's okay.
Okay, so then the cop gets mad. That's what happens with cops. They get really mad if you really dig your heels in and you're like, no, I'm not going to comply. Then, then a switch is flicked and they go into this whole other mode. So you can see.
There's a father wanting to protect his daughter.
Yeah, I don't think the cops had any legal right to do that. Gotta turn it up a little bit for people's. Somebody's yelling something about I'm a boy, I'm a girl.
Yeah,
this woman, yeah. Yeah.
Spotted, I don't know, pattern ones.
All right, so we have stories on this going back to I think July, and it's still being reported now in mid October. So, like for example, this article here by The Blaze, which is from a couple of days ago, links back to. Oh, hold on. This article by The Blaze from a couple of days ago links back to the original, I guess, well, for them, what they're basing it on is a report by the Daily Wire. We were looking at that when you first talked about this, Tabby. But, you get an idea of what's in this article by reading this article by The Blaze. But yeah, this is still being reported on here by the Daily Wire. That is, that's the outfit that I think Ben Shapiro's with. I'm pretty sure. This article here is from July. Oh, actually, no, I don't know when this is from. But, okay, it's this story here by The Blaze that is going back to June. Sorry, June, not July. June 23rd. Shame on you. One arrest, one injury after school board shuts down public comment, declares unlawful assembly, and parents are furious. And I don't know if it's the same story, but it is the same county. One man was arrested and another person was hurt at a raucous lewd. I don't know. How do you say it? Ludon? I want to say it like, like the Chinese food, like Ludon noodles. What is it? Okay, Loudoun County, Virginia. School board meeting Tuesday. WRC TV reported What's the background? The district and its board, as well as parents of students, have made numerous national headlines recently over the handling. Sorry, I have a microphone blocking one of my eyes. The handling of COVID-19 pandemic. The teacher of critical race theory, critical pornographic content, and assigned books and LGBTQ issues. Wait a minute, is it LGBTQ? What is it these days? I don't know. Hold. Is it something like Hold on. What is it? No, it's QRC, MNLP, QRT. No. It's XYZ something else or no. You got to take the B out because that's binary.
Justin, they're called braces. Okay, you could really fix that fucked up inner bite thing you have going on there.
Oh yeah, you're talking about this inner bite thing?
Yeah, his teeth come together wrong because his bottom jaw is out too far.
So I kind of see it.
And so yeah, and when you hear him, you can hear when he corrects because he fucks up because of it. And it's like it's called braces, Justin. I thought Canada had free dental. Yeah? No. All right. Apparently he wasn't made aware. How about veneers? No? Nothing? Okay.
But wait, it's ABC. Hold on. LMNOQ LSD. Oh, shoot.
He's probably on that.
To not have to undergo conversion therapy.
Okay, anyway. Oh god.
Oh, yeah.
He is so much fun. Okay, so the background is that they're teaching this stuff, they say. And furthermore, an elementary school teacher, a Christian, was suspended for voicing opposition to the district's transgender affirming policies and then reinstated by a judge's. A 14-year-old student went viral after blasting the board for putting her in danger by allowing transgender students to use the girls' locker rooms. And is there more? No, it's just this. I don't think this is a related video. Oh, there is more. And it came to a head at Tuesday's meeting, which featured high security. Again, this is June, which featured high security state troopers and county sheriff deputies due to death threats against school board members, WRC reported. What happened? A huge crowd of parents at the meeting, furious over critical race theory and policies surrounding transgender students, held up signs saying, we the parents stand up, and education, not indoctrination, the station said, adding that they also chanted and even sang the national anthem. Former State Secretary Richard Black said the board got angry and shut down public comments after he blasted members over their controversial policies. And this is some sort of a tweet that would not, because I'm looking at, okay, hold on, folks. I think that would be, oopsie, the end of the article, Tabby. Well, yeah. And that tweet's gone. That's why I wouldn't pull up. But there you have it. I think we lost internet connection. Not sure. Let me go back and see. Where are we? Shoot. I don't know. It looks like we're still going, but I guess that one website just doesn't work. That one website. All right. Anyway, how many people do we have with us? We actually have nobody, but that's okay because, a lot of people watch these things after the fact, They're sorry that they missed it, but,
Yeah, I just made this comment on a stupid fucking leftist post.
Maybe a little bit louder, baby.
I just made a comment on this leftist post. It's from somebody called The Independent at The Independent. Really, it doesn't make any sense that you're independent when you have a pride flag there. Not very independent. So their post is Donald Trump Jr. has encouraged MAGA supporters to verbally attack current president. Biden. You mean the resident, the cheater, the shit stain? Yeah, go ahead. Traumatize the fucker. Don't care. And so the actual headline is pro-Trump protesters chant "fuck Joe Biden" in front of a group of children. I go, get over it. Antifa and BLM murdered children in front of children. So your point would be,
yeah,
like, I'm going to say cursing in front of a child is a hell of a big improvement over Antifa and BLM, who were allowed to do this, by the way, murdering children in front of other children. Yeah.
What do you mean?
When you open fire on 2 teenage boys who are, in fact, children in a car, you're killing a child in front of another child.
Oh, you're talking about the event in the Chaz, yes.
Well, there's that one. Then there's the little girl who was murdered in the backseat of her vehicle.
Oh,
There
Sequoia
are other
Taylor.
ones too. There was a little boy who was shot down. There was actually a couple little boys shot down.
Right.
You know, like they went on a murdering spree. And don't tell me that there aren't other children witnessing. Bull fucking shit. Bull fucking shit. Fuck you. Okay, I'd rather let a kid hear the word fuck you than let them see another child be ripped apart by a fucking bullet. Excuse me for having morality here. Morons. That's what you get sometimes. You get these fucking lefties that go after and they just like, oh my God, this is such, you're so bad. Fuck you. You love Antifa and BLM. There ain't a goddamn cocksucking thing you can fucking say to me because your morality is shit. You like Antifa and BLM. Your morality is shit.
You know, that's pretty coincidental. Hold on a second. It's pretty coincidental. I did not say this to you. I have not read this to you, Tabby, but the latest in this email exchange going back and forth, which I will not go into in this live stream because it would just take too much. And out of context, it's fine. Okay. But because you'll get the whole context. So there is a certain Antifa that a certain person called Ann Syndicalist, but on pumps, has been communicating with. And this is the latest email from this person to the Antifa. And this goes along with what Tabby was saying. I'm a far right clown. Ahem. You are part of a group of privileged white kids who use violence to prevent people of various colors, ranging in age from a baby to grandmothers, from exercising their human right to gather peacefully, their right to free speech, their right to be in a public park, and their right to practice their religion. You are not anti-fascist. You are anti-human rights. And here it is, Tabby. So pardon me if I'm not exactly hurt by your judgment of me.
Yeah.
Become a good person, Anne.
Yeah, try that for a day.
Try that for a change. And that's part of this whole long saga, if anybody cares to check that out. But I won't go into it. It's too much. It's too much. Although it is fun, very entertaining stuff. But what else should we talk about, Tabby?
Let's see. I have an update on that Udon County thing.
Oh, you do?
Okay.
Is it something on your cloud hub I could pull up?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the first article there. Okay, and the article reads, win for Virginia parents after Loudoun County school board member announces resignation.
I think we might have lost internet. I'm not sure, though. It could just be the cloud hub for right this second. I'm sorry, but go ahead, baby.
Yeah.
I think we do have no internet.
I guess you don't want to hear it.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what matters. Although I'm still not absolutely sure. Because, it's still ticking off as if it's live. But I'm not sure.
Well, just go to one of the Cloud Hub ones you already have open.
Yeah. And that's like that. And then, okay, we have this one here. So let me try.
Yeah.
Going to friends. Yeah, it's working. All right. I'll go to your thingy. And it's the newest one you got up there, which is, okay.
The picture's not loading, but that's all right. So apparently the school board member that was being accused of being responsible for this, and it's a her. Of course it's a her. Yeah. I bet you she's a feminist too, where all men suck unless they wear a skirt, in which case all women are whores and should be taken advantage of.
Whoa.
Yeah, because I'm a feminazi and this is the shit we believe. Let's see. Okay. Oh, it's one of those ones where I have to give my email. I'm giving you my email. But anyway, so apparently this jackass has resigned, which is nice.
Yeah, I'm about 90% sure we're not online anymore.
All right.
But then again, how could I go and see this new post by you?
I don't know.
So that would mean I don't know. My internet is really wacky because, you posted something and I went to it, and all this while the computer is telling me over here and over there, there's nothing there. But then again, you post something new and I go to see it.
Yep.
I clicked on. That's weird. Well, folks, if you can hear us, I'm sorry about my confusion, but I'm getting mixed signals from my computer about whether or not we are actually online and therefore still live. I don't know.
No.
But yeah, so the headline is win for Virginia parents after Loudon. Well, they're spelling it differently. Loudon County School Board member announces resignation. Yeah, a lot of resignations and stuff.
Yep. What is it? The Navy is going to be kicking out sailors that don't get vaccinated. Now, there's a reason for all of this, because here's a rub. No one wants to get drafted, right? We all hate that idea. They in fact know we hate that idea. And so we'd really take another option if they handed it to us, right? Like, say if our military got depleted enough that we would be vulnerable to anyone taking us over. Well, guess what? Joe Biden rejoined the UN. What does the UN have? Its own military. Well, look at that. And what happens when you're a member of the UN? Well, you can use that military, can't you? Oh, look at that. A military that is non-American doesn't have to listen to us because they're not ours, being forced against us because they basically purged the military of anybody who wasn't a lemming willing to die. And the other ones are currently dying of heart attack and suicide. Yeah. So be prepared for that one because that's around the corner.
The screen thingy's not working correctly right now. It's supposed to be showing everything in this sort of area. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should. Well, we have 4 people though. I mean, I'd hate to just end the live stream with 4 people with us, but for some reason OBS is not working correctly. Oh, okay. No, that's what they should see, but it's not. You folks probably don't see anything. Okay, I'm probably being an idiot. I'm doing something wrong here. This has to be connected to. What am I doing wrong here? I've done this enough times. I should know what I'm doing, but I do not. Ha! Jason Gates says, God bless these strong patriots. WWG1, WG. Where we go one, we go all. It's easier to say than WWG1, WGA. But yeah, okay, wait. If I go like this, and then that, and then display, okay, well, that should be working. Start virtual camera. Oh, we were not showing them anything, Tab. Shmool. Okay. You get it.
Pretty much messed this one up. Is anybody?
Yeah, we have like 4 people. We have 6 people with us right now.
Anyway.
Thank you for being with us, by the way, folks. By the way, any questions or any comments whatsoever? Yeah. How about you play a game of Trigger Tabby?
Yeah, there you go. It's not that hard.
It's not that hard if you say
oh my God.
subjects.
Did you see that shit? Actor children to be around her. Such children hate this thing. They had to pay actors. If real children would have asked her actual questions and most likely been not so friendly. So, yeah, they just got some actors. And what's really funny is they had one of every color except for a white boy.
It's part of the whole pattern.
Yeah, because males apparently are the devil.
Damn it.
Yeah. All right, well, go off, asshole. Whatever.
Jason Gates says, we coming for you, lefty commies.
Fuck yeah. Bitches. They're like, we're gonna have a revolution. You can't even remember how to shave your pits. What the fuck are you talking about? Seriously, when you can figure out how the razor works, I'll believe that you can take over the world. Okay? Let's see if you can work a razor first. No? Like 3 weeks in a row, bitch. Yeah, not just once, because that any monkey can figure that one out.
All right, so folks, have you seen this? This is from Real Clear Politics. President Biden, or usurper Biden, job approval. And this is, I think the word is aggregate, I guess, an average of Reuters, Rasmussen, YouGov, Politico, CNN, Trafalgar, and Quinnipiac, I guess. Wow, that sounds like some sort of Algonquin word.
Either that or Aztec.
Quinnipiac. No, I mean Quinnipiac. Quinnipiac. So I come from a Quinnipiac. I come from an area where there's a lot of names like this. But anyway, this is an aggregate of all these polls. Okay. Now think about, when you hear black and red when it comes to stocks. Black in this case would be good for Biden, and red would be bad for Biden. And you can see they're almost mirror image, but I guess some people are neither of these two. So some people are more in the middle. So that's why they're not a perfect. It's not perfect parity, right? Whoa, what's going on? Why? It just, I guess it just reset because here we are in mid-October, and look at this. Right at August 20th, it switched over, and these are going to be polls that are going to be heavily in favor of Biden. The sample, they get caught very often going with like a skewed sample.
Well, idiots do, and besides, this is Reuters?
This is Real Clear Politics.
Okay, I'm going to say Reuters. Jackass owns stock at Pfizer, so be careful.
Okay, well, Reuters or whatever, they are one of the that are averaged in to get this. So again, around August 20th, right about there, is when he crossed the Rubicon, basically.
He crossed it a long time ago, but these polls have been skewed for a while.
I was just thinking somebody should make a meme where they turn this into more of an F curve.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's
God.
amazing, but it just has huge spikes.
Right?
Only this spike can statistically be explained, unlike the other one that could not and cannot and never will be, because it was cheating.
Uh-huh.
Don't get me wrong, this is still manipulated, but not in the positive for him. Well, not anymore anyways. It was at first, now it's not so much. Stupid dirt bikes. It's a good day here, so people are out playing. I don't blame them. I mean, it's not rainy, it's not real hot. It's like a spring day, only we're not in spring anymore.
Tina Guggenheimer says, "Where's that elfin hottie Tabitha?" And then, oh, I hear her now.
I'm here.
You're an elfin hottie.
Oh. I like that.
Yeah,
I would be an elf. I would be an elf. Either that or Red Sonja. Those are my choices as a child. Well, no. My 3 choices as a child was Red Sonja, an elf, or actually a vampire, and then an elf. So, like, I'd be either one of those. But no, I'm just a silly human.
When I was a kid, I had a crush on, well, first of all, I wanted to be Conan the Barbarian.
Yeah, it's so weird that I was Red Sonja as a kid
Yep.
when I would play.
And,
You're over here being Conan. It's like the perfect match.
And I kind of had like a childhood crush on the character of Red Sonja.
Perfect.
Right? And when I was a kid,
Kismet. It was meant to be. That's what this is.
Yeah.
Meant to be.
But get this, Tabby. I had a thing for when I was a kid for Red Sonja, the character of Red Sonja, and what's that? The kid from A Little House on the Prairie, Laura Ingalls. And you're kind of like half and half. You're like part country girl, part barbarian Viking woman.
Yeah, sometimes when I put my pigtails in, you can't stop looking. What is this?
Chronic Abundance.
Hi, Florentina.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chronic. Go ahead.
Yeah, Canada is pretty calmified at the moment. And I know that they cheated in that fucking election. No way. No. That little weenie. Not the Canadians I speak to.
Black Rebel, are you still with us? Oh, about to go.
Valentina said effing and not Elvin. All right, works either way.
Effing, but not.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
It works either way.
I misread that. Cool. Chronic Abundance Nicolaus. How's everyone doing today? LOL. Who knew there would be another stream after the last one? Yeah. I know every time we stream, I'm like, how are we still doing this? How are we still allowed to do this? Yeah.
Seriously.
Glad to see y'all. Hope everything's going well for you and Tabby. How you all doing? What's good? LOL. And I don't know what are those symbols that Florentina Guggenheim.
It's a picture that's not loading in.
Is
It's
it?
like an emoji that won't load up, just like their cover photo.
Okay.
See all these different cover photos
Yeah.
or icons over on the left. They're
Yeah,
not
I'm going to
loading.
show the. This is what we see on our end for that. So we don't know what that means. But anyway, Chronic Abundance Nicolaus left take the election chart and make the that's what I'm saying is like take the election chart and make a spike or just reverse the image and laugh my ass off. Yeah, that would be funny. But I don't know how many people would get that. How many? Go ahead, Debbie.
And I was gonna say, did y'all hear about the Jan 6th detainee, the person, one of the people being held in confinement without any visitors and all this horrible shit? They've been there this entire time with a broken wrist. Yeah, got broken on January 6th. They were arrested that same day, and their wrist was broken. And they were thrown in a cell in solitary confinement and refused medical help all the way up to this point in time. That means the bones have fused together in a really fucked up way. It also could mean like permanent damage and a definite surgeon. Like this person's gonna have to be fucking put under and have their fucking wrists cut open and shit put back where it goes with metal bars and stuff in there.
Do you know who this is?
I can't remember the name and the article I saw yesterday, but I forgot to share it.
I'll look it up.
But yeah, so and the basically the boys are being held. Knew about the broken wrist the whole time and is now being held in contempt of something.
Okay, wow.
Because of not getting them access to a surgeon. Like you have to get your fucking captees medical attention. You cannot let somebody sit up with a broken leg.
No, that's
more than
that's illegal.
a few hours.
No, it's illegal. You have to.
You know.
Yeah.
Like if you want to be an asshole, you can put there's like a literal hour limit on asshole, but months, no.
Mm-hmm.
Since Jan 6th, no. That is fucking neglect on the highest form. Also, Biden's DOJ is apparently going to be going after all Capitol inhabitants on that day, Jan 6th, even the ones that were not in the building but were 100 feet away.
Oh boy.
So if you were within 100 feet of that building, they'll be coming to you next.
Oh boy.
The Stasi are coming. They're not bringing cattle trains this time. They'll be in federal vehicles. Make your decisions.
Wow.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I told you when we fucking there, I had a little fucking anxiety attack because I knew what was going to happen. You didn't believe me. That they were going to fucking topple this shit with a commie fucking tidal wave. It's like, damn it, this is not good. Make your fucking choices. Do you want freedom or do you want chains? They're only giving you those. Oh, actually, no, they're also giving you the option of death.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which one will you have?
Yeah, they are taking, I would say they are taking, how would I say this? A very risky bet.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do what they do. Largely, they can do what they do. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, I see. Okay. Largely, they can do what they do because by keeping most people ignorant of what they're doing. You know, just ripping off just ripping people off, and by them, I mean politicians, most of them are just raking in money with double dealing. Like they get into a position so that then they can invest in this and make deals with that. And then, they make laws about this and that, and then they get themselves in the right position so that they rake in the cash. Okay. So that's what it's all about, right? They do. In order to be able to do that, they have a level of ignorance from the masses.
Yep.
Now, where the masses are like, hold on, man. Fucking Nicki Minaj and that other rap female, I forget her name, basically saying, no, fuck all this shit. Hold on, fuck this shit. Look at this, how close humanity is to understanding that their governments are organized criminals. So they're playing a very risky bet here. They're really and here's the thing, human nature is such that whatever's about to happen here is forgotten about within about, I don't know. I mean, not forgotten about totally to the point where people don't know it happened, but to the point where it's just sort of something that you saw a documentary about on TV once and heard about in school in, a few decades. People are going to look back and they're going to forget how woke the public, I think the public's going to become very woke, so to speak, very aware of what this meme is trying to express here, because they're pushing it way too far. People are they have no choice anymore but to kind of be shaken out of their comfortable sleep and say, hey, fuck you. I got it set up here. I was sleeping really well. I went to work, went home, watched TV. Everything was fine. And now you fucked everything up. You made it mad. No, you made us mad. Fuck you. And people are going to get really mad and things are going to happen. But in about 30, 40, 50, 50 years tops, people are going to forget that lesson, and something similar is going to happen again.
I have another article for the Loudoun County. This article, I shared it to my cloud.
All right.
That's the first one there. The headline is Loudoun County assaults in schools. Does Loudoun County seriously not know what is happening in its own campuses, or does it just not care? During a June 22nd school board meeting, Superintendent Scott Zill, when that's funny because there's a dad and all that, a kid to testify otherwise, but whatever. When confronted about the school's transgender bathroom policy. So this has been something they've been discussing since June 22nd.
Wow.
However, it was recently reported that at least 2 sexual assaults occurred within Loudoun County School over the past year. And both were allegedly committed by the same gender fluid male student. So it seems they have an issue here. Either Ziegler,
I don't know,
sounds Nazi, really didn't know, or he helped school officials cover them up. Whether Ziegler had a direct role in it or not, there is no question that someone has been hiding information from the public regarding sexual assault within its schools for years. Public records uncovered by the Daily Wire show Loudoun County Public Schools have failed to record multiple known incidences of alleged sexual assault in its schools since at least 2018. So they've been fucking up since 2018.
Wow.
Despite a state law requiring all alleged assaults and other statistics about school safety incidents to be reported to the superintendent and made available to the rest of the public.
Woo.
In its public database called Safe Schools Information Resource, Loudoun County Public School claimed Stonebridge High School, where a 9th grade male student was allegedly raped by a male student wearing a skirt in the female restroom earlier this year. Is that I misunderstood how I'm reading this.
Okay.
Student was allegedly raped by a male student wearing a skirt in the earlier this year. Had 0 sexual assault for the 2020-2021 school year. So basically, that girl being sexually assaulted, that 9th grade female, they didn't report it. They didn't say anything about it.
Wow.
The male student is now being held in juvenile correction center. He allegedly attacked another student in a different school a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, that's the current case that we've been hearing about. is the 9th grade girl that he did, and then the other one that is still alleged. And in 3 football players at Tuscarora, okay, however you say that, high school were arrested and charged with sexual assault after they allegedly.
Jesus.
Wow! What the fuck is wrong with your school? Brown County Public Schools still reported 0 instances of sexual offenses in SA because boys don't really matter. Yeah. Apparently girls don't really matter either. You have to be wearing a skirt to matter. And you have to have a dick and wear a skirt to matter. That's the criteria now.
Wow.
Should be asking how many other assaults occurred exactly. I mean, good God. Do we only know about the media attention, and why were school officials not reporting these cases? If I stammer, I'm sorry. I am dyslexic, so shit does kind of scramble. State law school officials, including the superintendent who failed to comply with Virginia's public reporting requirements, are subject to sanctions by the local school board, which may include limited to demotion or dismissal. How about arrest?
Yeah.
You did a sexual assault.
Yeah.
That's arrestable.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just gonna give it no. I want shackles. Shackles and pain. Painful shackles. Fuck you. A thought investigation is required into why Loudoun County has not been accurately reporting sexual assault in its schools and whether it handled them correctly.
Yeah.
It did not. If you're not going to report it, then you did not handle it. And a victim was left a victim. Yeah. In fact, the victim was left an even bigger victim because the school board, which is supposed to keep a safe, productive environment, caused them to get raped. Okay? You all put into motion things that set about children being raped. If you want a slap on the wrist, go ahead. Go, officials, get a slap on the wrist. I hope the parents don't let you get a slap on the wrist. You hear me? Okay, there's a little bit more. But it certainly seems like Ziegler deserves to lose his job, as do the other officials who not only tried to hide the most recent assault from the public, but also supported a policy that made them possible. Yeah. Or these people, they're the ones that did this. They made the bathrooms unsafe. They pushed CRT in classes. A guy wearing a fucking skirt wants to pretend that he's a girl today. Your daughter. That's what they did. They team sexually assault a younger player. What the fuck? That boy's not right. Not anymore. Not after that. You know, no child. One person doing that to you is one group having their way with you is different. It's more intense. That boy is damaged.
For sure.
I hope he. Good God, that one had me in pause. Like, shit.
By the way, Tony Salamoni's with us, Tabby.
Hey, Tony.
Hey.
But yeah, that's the last of that article. That article was by the Washington Examiner. Seemed pretty comprehensive. I think there's.
Yeah, I mean, one I think goes back to the Daily Wire that we probably the one that we saw earlier.
Yeah, it's like they're
it's a 404.
So.
Yeah, and by the way, Nick Chronic Abundance Nicolaus is saying that this is what got Steven Crowder.
The Daily Wire probably fucking got all.
Yeah. Then there's this. It goes to the Washington Examiner. Which.
But it's
wow.
like a pretty comprehensive your thoughts, and it is completely eye-opening that this school has been allowed to get away with this shit since 2018.
Yeah.
2018, people. How many children? How many children are damaged now? I'm telling you, that damages them. Damage. Like there's a pane of glass in their head and somebody threw a fucking hammer through it.
Mm-hmm.
It will always be broken. Glue them together, you're going to miss pieces and there's going to be holes. Okay? And you don't want to be damaged and it hurts you that you're damaged and that you know it. Children need to be protected from this kind of shit. above any other creature on this planet. Children need to be protected from this shit in particular. Because it will fucking change them in a way that should never have happened. Ever. And I don't care what fucking asshole goes, whoa, but it's... No. If a stood, hormones are okay for a child to have. Sex raped by another child? No. Not okay. Hormones have a line. Uh-huh. And by the way, the people who argue that shit are either thinking of raping somebody, have raped somebody, or like to pedophile. Because that's the only kind of assholes that would dare to try and back that shit up. Yeah, call me an asshole. I know I am. I don't care.
Okay, so Tony, by the way, he says that Virginia needs to allow guns to be carried in school.
Or switchblades. But all girl students carry switchblades.
Chronic Abundance Nicolaus says, but they can be sued because it's unconstitutional and the people need to petition the judges locally all over and stand up against this. We can compel the judges to do their jobs. Torsay's Twitch, Torsay's, I don't know who that is. Do you know who that is, Tabby? Torsay's Twitch explains it. I think it's called Writ of Mandamus. I have to look that up. If I can find a site, I'll leave a link. Yeah, that would be great on chat after stream or on a community post on the CH as well as on my own. I might make a video explain. Oh, yeah, cool. Do you have a channel? I should subscribe. I should subscribe to and explaining if I can. Let's see here. Can I open? Okay. That's a story that I think they gave Louder with Crowder. YouTube gave them a hard strike and they can't upload anything.
Yeah, because you spoke the truth. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Somebody can be a pervert and lie.
Shaking my
Wow,
head.
a human can lie to be a pervert. Who would have thought of that? Gee, every child that was ever kidnapped by the guy on the fucking playground with a puppy and a candy bar.
Mm-hmm.
That child.
Why is it that we
Fucking
are so
retarded.
naive of a society that we decide to take certain people who work certain occupations and huge chunks of our society says, you know, in effect, that person, that those people are not humans. They're angelic. They wouldn't hurt anybody. First, it was the nurses until some of them said, I'm not going to take the jab. Then all of a sudden they became people again.
Mm-hmm.
But like centuries ago, it would be blasphemy to suggest that a priest would molest a little boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something priests do.
Oh,
That's
no.
something only like
No.
regular people would do. Sinful people, right?
It's not something that humans do because we're all deranged. All right, all humans of every class, you're gonna find a deranged one in there.
Right, but
That's how
now
it works.
But now we have a situation where we're not allowed to say that transgender people are human and that some of them might be bad people, just like other human beings.
First off, we're not going to blaspheme transgenders. Okay, we're not. Because this kid is not a transgender. This
Mhm.
little rapist is not a transgender.
Right.
Like I said, they have dysmorphia. They don't use their dicks as weapons. Okay? Posers who want to be predators, who know that if they dress like this, they get an in, they show their dicks. They try and rape you. Trans do not. And in the case of one that might have, because I haven't looked it up completely, I'm going to say it was probably some weird emotional disorder. Yeah? And it's rare. Because statistically, transgenders get raped more often than they have ever been caught raping. And that's male to female. I don't know about the female to male. I didn't look that one up. Because gender. Woo!
Yeah. Well, I should have actually, you're right. You bring up a good point. I should say that our society makes it so that every person who says that they're transgender, number one is, and number two, angelic.
Yeah, because I'm not putting this little fucking. He is a rapist. He is a rapist. He as a way to get into the girls' locker room so that he can rape people. That is what he does. That is not a transgender. That is a he.
Good point.
With some issues. And if you keep just moving him around and not doing anything about it, those issues will never get solved.
Okay, so yeah, now
he's in juvie right now. That's good. Hopefully he stays there until he gets his shit figured out.
so they've moved him around, hoping to keep it quiet. Where else have we heard of that happening?
Church.
The Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Because what now? Molesting, children. Yeah.
Yeah, I had an ex once that thought I was fucking retarded because I said that if you're a child and you're molested by a stranger, it's not as bad as if you're molested by your family priest.
Okay.
And he's like, that's horrible. And it's like, it's because he was so stupid he didn't understand that I wasn't saying that one is not as valid as the other. I was just saying, emotionally speaking to the child,
right.
A complete stranger doing something is one thing. It's traumatic, it's scary. But somebody your family puts trust in that you see every Sunday, big difference. You know?
Yep.
But some people, they just get hyper emotional about that. It's like, shut the fuck up. If your family tells you this person is safe, then they do that to you, that crumbles your psyche in a different way. You know, than like being, aggressively assaulted by a stranger. You know, that's different parts of your brain are going to fire off. Similar ones too, but different parts. You know, you're going to take it a little different. I think that's why so many children that get molested by church officials become very deranged a lot of times.
Okay.
Like they have some problems.
Yeah.
And I think it's that trust thing. They were told this is good. And then this good person did something that they know can't be good. And so it causes this real fuck up. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the blatant assault by a stranger is just shocking. Or a dog. It's gonna fuck you up, but your brain's gonna put it somewhere else later on.
Yeah.
You might be able to get over it a little easier too. I'm not sure. I'm not speaking for the injured, you know. Everybody's different and every brain takes it differently. It's just, in my opinion, I think getting raped by the priest,
I don't know.
Getting raped by an uncle. It's like, you know, you fucking come with that in your head, you know.
I don't.
You can't, you know. You just like. Fuck.
And we're saying, like, I guess in both cases, like they're doing it the same way. Yeah,
it's just, you know, it's like, if you don't contemplate the sins of humanity, then you go through life thinking humanity is rainbows and fucking fairy farts. It is not. We are disgusting creatures. Right? And when we stop trying to hide how disgusting we are from our own fucking brains, that's the day we start finding actual peace. Because we've stopped lying. And when you acknowledge there's a fuck up, you can see it clearly and you stop it before it fucks up. But if you disacknowledge the fuck up because you just don't want to see it, well, then it's just going to show itself one day and do really fucked up things.
Tabby Chronic says, I agreed. I had a stepdad beat me up. Then believe it. Just they couldn't believe it too. They saw it I think until they saw it themselves one day when he lost 100% right.
Yeah. It's I would be a stranger. I would rather it being a stranger, you know? So much easier on the brain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Chronic, he says he's on his last.
That happened to you too, Chronic. That's fucked up.
He's on his last strike on YouTube. Oh gosh.
Congrats.
And yeah.
That's like winning. Well won there, dude.
Yeah. That means you're speaking truth, you know. Tony Salamoni, a little accountability would help stop this cycle. I'm not sure, but accountability would stop a lot of things.
Yeah. People don't like being accountable. So that's that whole admit, you know, the truth.
Yeah.
It's like, if you can admit the truth to yourself about who you are, really, then you can change those small things that you find detestable about yourself. That's what therapy would teach. If people actually told the truth in therapy. Most of the time they just lie and try and make themselves look like the victim, which is why nothing ever gets solved and you just get pills thrown at you to shut you up.
Yeah.
You have to actually tell the truth, the hard truth, the stuff that even you might hate about yourself if you thought it was really true. It's if you can admit it, then you can change it.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you have to acknowledge things.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the AA is right about everything, but they got that part right. Is you have to acknowledge, acknowledge, and deal. And
take accountability, and when you force them to take accountability, them willingly taking it.
Oh yeah.
And so they don't actually learn, and that's why when a pedophile and they come back out, they peddle again. They didn't actually learn.
Yep. By the way, you Greek? I'm just curious. I grew up around a lot of Greek, so I'm surprised I can't say that name because I'm used to saying various Greek names. I don't want to say it because then I would give certain. That one name I like to say to you because it's like super duper long in Greek. Tabby. I say I like to tell Tabby I grew up next to. Yeah, I had a friend whose last name was like. But anyway, he adds Tabby. Oh, I hear from some circles that the shortage is manufactured. Yeah. By I would imagine so. By either I can't tell if Biden's incompetence or it's a plan to save the searching containers for trafficking victims that it
Biden doing it on purpose.
well, let me finish reading this comment then. Okay, that what self-reflection is for G, what a novel concept. Oh, that's self-reflection is for. Gee, what a novel concept. Timothy McCarthy says hello from Sacramento, and Eric says EEOC might be interested to hear of the discrimination. I wonder, but what do you think about this shortage that they clearly want us to be afraid of this shortage? Because when if you go to Facebook, you look what comes across your feed. I mean, skipping what you get from your friends, you can see what they want you to be programmed with. And I can tell right now Facebook wants me to go run out and buy right now. There are these things, and I'm like, I'll just buy any things made in America.
You want to know why the emergency rooms always seem so full?
Why?
If you go to the emergency room, it takes you about 5 to 8 hours to actually get back there.
Tell me.
Because they only have 10 beds open out of 30. Yeah, 30 beds, and only 10 of them will be seeing any customers. You know why? COVID restrictions. Want. Now, let's apply that same thought pattern because they've applied COVID restrictions to absolutely everything they fucking can. Let's apply that to the ports. How many of those docks for dropping your shipments are actually open? You know how many they have, but how many are allowed to see a boat? How many? Oh, maybe we should all go look at that because I'm going to guess you're only going to get about 10. Same as the emergency room. So it always looks like it's having a problem.
Okay, so we're going to see videos coming out of people secretly filming empty docks.
Yeah, because no, what you're going to see is you're going to see docks not being used and only a certain amount pulled into them.
Right.
Okay, that's what you'll see. You'll see shipping containers coming off, some going on, but nothing really fucking happening. It's like going to another grocery store and you see 2 cashiers open, but they're checkout lane, right? That's basically what's happening at the port. 2 cashiers and all of these open lanes that could have cashiers in them, but you know what? Fuck me, right?
Tony Salamoni says, think about who loses most in the shipping debacle. All that merch is made in China, and they're hurting to begin with. Money. Yeah, because of the whole defaulting on the loan situation. What I take from this is they want me to be panicked, and they want me to go buy some stuff. And
this also increases the inflation that to be basically unrevivable. They want a commie economy, and the only way to get that is to inflate. You have to destroy the money. Then you won't. You own them. You own humans. Once you make money worthless, you own people. There are also certain countries, and Walmart, for one, I forget what state it was. It was one of the little northern ones. But anyways, take cash at the checkouts. You have to go through the self-checkouts now, in which case you can pay cash there. But if the machine runs out, you still have to use your card. They're purposely trying to make you do work so they don't have to pay employees. It's a force.
By the way, Miss Latin Patriot says, my cousin is a longshoreman in Long Beach, California area, and he said there's nothing abnormal happening.
There's a lot of ships out there.
Abnormal. Well, I mean, you know, are they arriving to do their normal thing?
Like I said, I haven't really looked into it, but from my opinion, I'm just going to say they probably don't have enough the docks open because of COVID restrictions. And Biden did tell them to kick it into high gear, but if you're still fucking fraud, that's not going to do much. So I'm going to have to look into that and, you know, see if I can detect how many. Hold on. Let's see.
Now, honestly, I can't tell which one is most true, but I can see links and evidence for both. Eric Klein, I guess. Ultimately, the shortages are to force to accept government dependency, then a Holodomor or Holodomor famine. Not sure about that, but I think they want us to be afraid of that. Tabby's looking something up.
I'm looking at ports are in fact being throttled by COVID restrictions. If I'm right, then that's exactly what it is. It's just they don't want to have enough of them open. Same as the ER, same as Walmart with checkout lines.
Yep. Well, I think I speak for a lot of us here when I say I'm going to quote when I say in peace with slavery. I'm not sure he said that. There's a paraphrase of that is attributed to various people. I do know that Thomas Jefferson once wrote something the equivalent of that in Latin, which was not entirely correct Latin, to somebody in a letter that he wrote to them. I forget the Latin. I used to know a little bit of Latin anyway, but basically go ahead, Tabby.
All right.
And is it something I should
it's Vox EU PR.
Hold on. Vox EU what?
Yeah.
VOX? Populi? No.
EU.
Okay. Headline, an unintended crisis. Go ahead and read that to me.
An unintended crisis. ...
Down?
The two dots for the top.
Oh.
Yeah, there you go. COVID-19 restrictions. It's sea transportation. This was written on May 17 of 2020. Not exactly current, but if this stuff is still in position, then it's, you know, current. As almost 80% of 19 contaminant policies have hit sea transport severely. Many key ports have imposed restrictions on vessels and crew. So if they don't like your crew, they don't like your boat, it's a no. Inclusions that have stopped crew changes. So yeah, that's another fucking fucked up thing. Container ships compared to previous years. For the container ships compared to the previous years. More flexible regulations, screening, and discretion are needed to ensure the continuity of freight distribution in order to secure that supply chains do not get a... You know? So that might be what we're seeing. Throttling through a COVID restriction. And yeah, you fucking retard, Biden. Kicking up how long these people have to doesn't exactly stop the problem. If the problem is that you've given a literal seaport the right to go, I like you, fuck you, I like you, that's a problem. That's a lot of stuff that's not going to get in there. That's not going to, you know, get to...
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. So, I was close.
All right.
And that's if those restrictions are still in place, which I haven't read anything about restrictions being removed necessarily, except for like if you're Hispanic and you want to come across the border, apparently you can just fucking do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the way, Smart Melons identifies as trans-vaccinated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Miss Latin Patriot, these lefties any kids or babies. Chronic, I think I'm skipping a couple of his comments. I'm going to go back up here. Oh, by the way, the Hungarian dialect says Timothy. I'm not sure if he's doing that to be funny, but then Miss Latin Patriot Hegelian dialect. Yeah, I think that's what he meant, is the Hegelian dialect, basically. Well, let's not get into that. Thesis, antithesis. Wait, how do you say that? Hypothesis, antithesis, synthesis. Chronic abundance, Nicholas. We'll have just be in panic and fear where they can control and divide and conquer as well. Yeah. They want us to be scared. Fuck him. Miss Latin Patriot, these lefties don't want to save any kids' babies. Smart Melons, I identify as trans-vaccinated. Chronic, but as Nicolaus, is that ship still stuck in Suez? I don't know. Remember that one, the one that's supposedly stuck in Suez Canal. I wonder if it is linked, but true, that would also slow it down. But I wonder if it's like a cover story. But if it isn't, oh my God, that's worse. LOL. I really hope it's not. Well, by the way, notice the coincidence, or shall I say coincidence, this phenomena here. And by the way, Tabitha, look at this. As we were speaking, this last kind of spike in disapproval when we just got kind of collated into this graph. It's from yesterday, but they just updated it so that we can now see it. But look at that, man. Damn. That has to do with this whole thing that we're supposed to be panicking over. So I don't think it had the effect that they wanted it to. And I am suggesting, yes, that they're trying to distract us from how much we all want to hear and shout "fuck Joe Biden" at every public event.
Oh, he got that. Fuck Joe Biden was yelled. Was next to the American consulate in Rome, I think.
Oh wow!
When the people marched past it.
Okay, yeah, because people have been
Pelosi out of there. About this.
Yeah.
But anyways, these two evil bastards, they fucking hung out for a while and of course gave each other blowjobs over 10-year-olds. You know how we do. Yeah.
There's a cartoon of this, you say?
Huh?
There's a cartoon of this, you say?
No, I'm saying there should be a cartoon of this. Like,
two
fucking vultures having a good meeting in the Vatican.
Okay.
Over the carcasses of two 10-year-olds.
And this thing that we're talking about, it's like about a week old, right?
Something like that.
Okay.
It's not too old. But yeah.
Yeah, I'll know when I see it, but I'm not seeing it right this second. And then again, I am looking at it on YouTube, so maybe I'll throttle those results. But hopefully, you folks out there have seen this video that we're talking about, where Pelosi's in Italy and people, and she's out on the street and doing some ceremonial something or other.
Pelosi was in mass.
Oh, well, that's a different thing.
The prayers, and of course, being the good little hypocrite that she is, and the people in the church started catcalling her. Calling her horrible things and shouting things at her because how dare this vile demon sit within what is supposed to be the house of the Lord and had been invited there by the Pope, who is supposed to be the voice of the Lord. So, this people, they got real fucking pissy, and her security team ushered her out really fucking quickly. And then the people marched past the American consulate, I think a day or two later, and chanted "fuck Joe Biden." So,
nice.
Once these stupid asshats here, these Democrats living here, have totally fucking pissed us off to the point where we just go rabbit on their asses, they've essentially made it so there's nowhere on this planet that people won't hunt them down. Yay for us! Because if we don't get them, somebody else will.
Yeah, man.
That's the absolute truth. They are reviled in almost every corner of this fucking planet at this point. Even the Chinese people fucking hate them. They just can't say anything because they'll be killed by their government.
Yeah. Fiery Waco says Brandon is very popular of late. Because people are shouting, "Let's go Brandon" everywhere at stadiums and stuff.
Fucking hilarious.
I bet you in 2024 you'll see Trump with t-shirts and stuff like that that will say "Let's go, Brandon"
Oh,
as a goof, Okay.
I think this is the preacher apologizing. Yeah.
He's apologizing, sadly, Speaker Pelosi and her husband had to leave.
Look at how fucking flustered he is. He's like, I've never seen that. Yeah. Guess what, boy in green? When they tear this building down to get that pervert on the top tower, they're taking you too. You ought to be squirming. You ought to be fucking squirming, you perverts.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I'm telling you, if it works in the Vatican, it's had its dick in a child. It has. Don't believe me? Look into it. If it works in the Vatican, it's had its dick in more than one child. Yeah.
In a perilous.
So when you go to tear those walls down, you keep that in mind. If it works in the Vatican, it's had its dick in a child. And if it's a nun, it's had a crucifix in one. You understand me?
Yeah.
They're sick cunts too.
Thank you, all 8 of you, for being with us, by the way. Anything you want us to talk about, just write about it. Comment it. Yeah. I'll put the closed captions on.
What, did you gift her a bowl, you little fucker?
Apparently.
Yep. Oh, she gave him a bowl and he gave her a mosaic. How about you don't give away things to rich people, Pope? How about you give money to the actual poor in Rome? You know, the ones that you don't like people taking pictures of, but occasionally it happens, and then, that gets swept under the rug real fucking fast. That whole thing. How about you invest all of that papal money into stopping sex trade around the globe? You have enough that would actually do it. That would actually pay for a force large enough to stop that pandemic against children. But you're not going to do that, are you? No, you like those Muslim kids a bit too much. Like the fucking, 3 Muslim children he brought back from the Middle East and no one ever saw them again?
Oh, boy.
They went into the Vatican and they were never seen again. No shit. And no one asked any questions. I did. I was like, what happened to those kids? They were never fucking seen again. They did, although, find a young girl's body buried in one of the staircases when they went to renovate that side. So, yeah. Do some research. And when you tear, you take all of those assholes in there and do what you want with them, because they are sinners. They are fucking perverts. They all know what this pervert does, and they all allow that pervert to do it because they're all pervin as well.
Yep.
That's the truth of it. That's why a big fucking nest of perverts like this survives.
Yep.
Because they're all lying for each other because they all do the same fucking thing.
Yeah, so Miss Latin makes the point, the schools are following the Catholic Church ways of hiding the creeps and criminals, or at least in that case, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's more than just that case, yes.
Too,
which goes back to my point, which is that when you start saying that a certain class of people or certain occupation of people are no longer humans and no longer susceptible to wrongdoing, then all of a sudden you're opening this wide gate for the corrupt people in that profession or whatever that is in that category. You're opening a big wide gate for those people, to the corrupt members of that group, to go and do those bad things. And you can't do that. You can't say priests are what's the word there? Well, whatever, they're too holy. I'm not finding the right word to do anything sinful like that. And it's like, no, man, if you're going to say that and be like, it's not possible that they're going to do that thing, then they're definitely going to do that thing. Right. And so you have now situations like hashtag believe her. That's saying if you're going to say an entire sex or an entire gender or whatever, if you're going to say that all women gonna tell the truth when it comes to rape, saying they're not human, you're saying that, I mean, it's to say somebody say they're not human. All right.
And be prepared for criminals to be allowed to become police officers. You want to know why?
Good.
Because they're currently purging the police ranks, making it so hard for honest cops to be real good cops that the ranks are dropping. Like here is Seattle, I think it is about 300 what is it? 300 officers. Basically, they're 300 officers down in staffing. They need 300 officers and don't have them. And so it's local governments the excuse to get it. Like, well, if none of the citizens want to be police and the police don't want to stay police, well, we need officers, don't we? So, what about ex-felons with minor felonies?
Yeah.
Petty thugs? Little criminals? A drug dealer? All people you never want to be a fucking cop, right? Yeah. Easily misled by the almighty dollar, aren't they? Yeah. Be prepared. This one's coming.
Fiery Waco says that he's been following me since I was just incognito. I was not just incognito. I seriously, but I was just in anti-theist.
Incognito for like a short time there?
Maybe
I
for a
think you
day
did.
or something.
I think you might have, because it sounds. Yeah, that sounds like something you would have done or did do.
Well, I seriously considered it. That's for
maybe
sure.
That's what it is. Maybe you're a little bit psyched. Whatever.
Or maybe I did.
You put it in a video.
Maybe I'm not sure.
Can't remember.
Though, as we were talking, and
That happened.
apologize, get to them all, but Eric says COVID home from work because someone was positive on Wednesday at a meeting. All unjabbed sent home. Positive guy was jabbed last year. Coincidence. Laughing my ass off. Oh, Cohen Biden's.
Yeah, because this whole thing,
coincidence.
all of these COVID restrictions, they have nothing to do with stopping a sickness. Like, they wanted to from the Spanish flu and not have everybody muzzle up, but they didn't, because they don't care, because it's not about that. Okay, it's about how many of them they can kill, how many they can control, and how many they can make kill themselves. You know, that's the truth. So these COVID restrictions where you can't go to work because one person who's already been jabbed got it, and you can't go to work because you refuse to get jabbed, that's a punishment on you. It's a coercion to make you go get jabbed so you can go to work. And they're using the excuse of, well, you could get sick. Well, apparently if I get jabbed, I can still get sick. So your logic is flawed. They know their logic's flawed, so they have to pressure you with your bank account. That's what they got. That's coercion. You can sue.
Check this out.
From dozens of frustrated parents tonight, they're upset about the transgender policy, vaccine mandates for athletes, and mask requirements. Fox 5's Paris Jones has the details.
There are many of the parents here tonight not happy with some of the school board's recent decisions. Some parents even had to be escorted out because of the mask requirement.
I hope you got that on camera. This is outrageous. People in here with their face lace and their face shields that are plastic, not stopping anything. All you want is submission to a lie.
Yep.
Another topic that had a lot of parents emotional tonight, the new vaccine requirement for student athletes, which goes into effect
Kill so
November
many of those
8th.
boys.
That vaccine requirement will only apply for winter and spring sports, not the fall sports. Any student athlete who cannot be vaccinated because of a religious or medical exemption will need to do weekly COVID tests.
How do you justify allowing the or vaccine mandates? Do you not see this as discrimination against the athletes and coaches actually engaged in the sport?
Where is my body, my choice? Gender? Nothing else? Where is your medical degree that you have the right to impose this on our children?
Also, on
File a
tonight's agenda,
malpractice
a
suit
vote
against
on
them
a
all.
revised conduct policy for employees that
They
was
have no right.
adopted, addressing the rights of employees to free speech. It acknowledges free speech rights of school system employees outside of work, but still requires support of the school system's policy on the job. The controversy grew when elementary school teacher Tanner Cross said he would not follow policy 8040, which allows transgender students to use restrooms, locker rooms, and be called names corresponding with their gender identity.
How does spending millions of dollars on retrofitting bathrooms for 50 students affect the 81,000 students academically?
There are also a group of parents pushing for the school board to adopt a virtual learning option, especially for those who have kids who aren't old enough to be vaccinated yet. Back to you.
It's out of that school.
Yeah, man, that's crazy. Get out of there. Lot of things in the chat. All but let's see here. The Chronic says might have been another channel named that. Okay, we're still trying to figure out if it was Justin. I'm pretty sure it was just Justin Antitheist, and then I considered a few different things, including Just Incognito and Just Infidel, and etc. And I went with Just in Trouble. But I do have a backup channel, Just Infidel.
Yeah.
By the way, and I almost nothing with it, but I'm gonna look it up. Del Castro and whatnot. All right, I'm gonna do it this way because I think I'm subscribed to myself. But well, I wish I could. I wish I had a brain that allowed me to do two things really at once, like read the chat while I'm doing this. I don't know. Well, screw looking at my other channel. I don't have it. Oh, there it is. I don't have anything there. But here it is. And by I don't have anything there, I mean like I don't have much there, but 275 subscribers, 275 subscribers, not too many things there. Why would I have interview with Keith the Patriot Warrior Media Part 2, but not Part 1? That's silly. I don't know. But anyway, Tony says, what fires me up is the exemptions from the Vax Congress. From the Vax. Okay, exemptions for what? I'm sorry. What fires me up is the exemptions from the Vax Congress, White House, FDA, on and on. Yeah. And you see them not social distancing all the goddamn time. And it's okay for them, rules for the right. Yeah, Chronic says, what character limit? Oh. Chronic says character limit punctuation further dumb us down because we forget to use it. Same as autocorrect, ghost random thoughts, LOL. Yeah, I remember theist, but the other wasn't you. I don't know. Okay, it's no big deal. Did I see Delphine? I think it's Delphine, right? I don't know. Did I see Belle Delphine in that? Whoop. Message retracted. Okay. I sure did have fun damaging those brain cells because I asked if he had fun. Chronic says damaged, he or she actually has damaged some brain cells since then. Or somebody did. No, that was Fario Waco says I've killed a couple of brain cells since then, and I hope if you're killing brain cells, I hope you're having fun doing so. Here's your moment.
And there are other articles in relation to the whole shipping thing and why there might be backups because there's also COVID restrictions on the workers as well.
Yeah.
The same as in any of these jobs where you may not be allowed to come in or you may be allowed to come in. So that's also a problem. Less hands on deck mean less shit gets done.
Yes. I don't know. I think it might have to do with the big talk throughout the media about how Biden is the least popular president. What is it? Is it least popular president since Nixon, or is it worse than Nixon? I mean, I don't know. I've heard some. I mean, but this is a couple of days ago, and his disapproval has spiked since a couple of days ago. But I heard one report saying less popular, even or about as unpopular as George W. Bush after the Katrina thing. Either that close to it, at it, or worse. Around that is what they were. It's what they were comparing it to. Chronic, and I'll have to go look into that side.
It's like that's the only thing I can think of that would be plausible as to this seems to be such a problem. It's just throttling general stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah, possibly planned stupidity. Who fucking knows? I mean, he is an idiot, but there are people who plan around him, so I don't probably knowing him. I guess.
Yeah.
That's what I would think.
By the way, Fari Waco, if those are all rare Pepes, that's interesting because what I did, that was I made that I think in 2017. What I did is I just, DuckDuckGo image search Pepe, and I pulled up the ones that I liked and put in my, video editing program and all that. All the laughter is me. Eric Tinklin, it's discrimination, vaxxed and unvaxxed. Yeah, it is, but there is no counter enforcement at least at this time. Yeah, this is against human rights. It really is. But check this out, everybody.
Like that, they put you in jail right away.
This is the Australian government right now.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
come-
much.
You shout like that, they put you in jail right away. No trial, no nothing. Journalists, we have a special jail for journalists. You're stealing, right to jail. You're playing music too loud, right to jail, right away. You drive jail. Slow jail. You're charging too high prices for sweaters, glasses. You right to jail. You undercook fish, believe it or not, jail. You overcook chicken, also jail. Undercook, overcook. You making a and you don't show up, believe it or not, jail right away. We have the best patients in the world because of jail.
That's Australia right now.
Okay. The lady who resigned from the Loudoun County board
Okay.
is Beth Bartz.
Ah,
So she dropped out.
Beth Bartz.
Yeah, apparently that's her name. Because that other article that I pulled up, it had one of those. You have to give us your email, or we won't let you watch the rest of it. I'm like, I don't want to see it then. Well, find another source. Fuck you. You can get my email so you can spam my shit.
All right. Is this something you have in Cloud Hub now? Let's go right to the.
It's like a tweet from a person, and I will send it over there. You guys can see it.
Old Nixon. Okay, I thought it was Oi Nixon. Oi. No, I like Old Nixon. He got us out of Vietnam. No thanks. Well, I mean,
I don't know. Whatever. I wasn't alive then. Truthfully, I was not alive, so
I mean, give him.
I cannot say or have an opinion on this.
You got to give credit for pulling out of Vietnam and at least doing it. Maybe not great. Wow, my God, that's like a male cat pulling.
So the James, the CEO of Routers, all
Is it?
is a proud member of the board of directors of Pfizer.
Oh.
Yeah. Also, Stephen Han, a former FDA, he's on the Moderna one, and then Scott Tabby.
Yeah.
He is also on Pfizer. and
How
that's
come
for
I
the
can't see
FDA.
this?
Oh, here.
Are you sharing it in your?
I'm about to share it over there.
Yeah.
It's
So
gonna
that
be
way
in
I
a
can
second,
show them while you're.
Yeah. So fun things, fun stuff to go look at.
Let's
You
go,
know?
Brandon.
I suggest y'all just investigate it yourself, because I'm a human, I'm flawed. So the more
Okay. So here's what Tabby's talking about. I'm gonna open it up bigger. Here we go. Yeah. So Gottlieb, I guess. I don't know. On the left, this is the guy Tabby was talking about.
that's Scott
I don't know.
I don't know how you say that name, but yeah, FDA to a board member of Pfizer. The same with the one down there, and the same down there, except he's both, I believe. Yeah.
CEO of Reuters or Routers, however you say that, right?
Yep.
This
And of
guy.
course, we all know Fauci at the bottom. That's a scumbag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Seems like a conflict of interest, if you ask.
Yeah, I would say so.
Which at one point was illegal, but apparently under Democrat rule, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah, that's come on.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Latin Patriot only going to be talking about dumb stuff sitting on their booties. Let's go, Brandon, says Chronic. I'm listening, but wife is forcing the dog's nails, so
that's a fun
no
one.
chat for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, cool. I mean, thanks for still being here. Poor puppy.
Oh, dogs hate that.
Yeah, we
They're like, no, my toes are. I'm not gonna cut them off. No, my toes.
took two of our dogs for a walk in the woods today.
Poor doggy was. So
Yeah, and one of our dogs was when we were still walking away from where we started, she signs of limping and being tired, and was just getting really tired. And then she started limping later on.
She has sensitive.
Yeah.
Her breed is meant to be out in a grassy field. No shit. Not really on rocky ground.
Yeah, she's meant to be in
finding things that poke her paws and it hurts, and she just starts to not like it after a while, and so it becomes a game of trying to find spots where you can have her walk, where she doesn't have to hurt herself. Remember that time we were walking her in the snow and she literally laid down and pulled a Scarlet O'Hara? Like, I certainly cannot move another step.
Yes.
And had to be picked up and carried.
I thought she was going to do that today.
She might
yeah,
have.
See, there was
she
this.
Thinking about it, she just couldn't get, couldn't get our attention enough to like pull it.
Yeah. The Tabby's referring to this one time we were walking in the snow and ice, and it was this time where everything had been coated in a thin glassy ice layer, and so everything was beautiful and sparkling, and it was nighttime.
And it wasn't icy like that. That was the next night.
Oh, okay.
It was actually
okay, so it was just the snow. Yes,
like,
thank you.
We went for 2 blocks and then we came back, and like less than a block from the house, she laid the fuck down and just went.
Yeah.
And that was that. She refused. I'm not moving another step.
Yeah.
And which time you picked her up and you ushered her to the porch, and in which case her legs magically started to work again.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's just a very. She's a sensitive girl, apparently. No, she is also getting older. I think she's about 8 years old now. So long walks, we shouldn't take her for too long walks anymore. Age is catching up with her, you know what I'm saying? Or pause.
Poor
duppies. Get her doggy shoes. That'd be a great idea. I look at the doggy shoes, but I don't know if she'd like that because her paws are just sensitive in general. That might piss her off.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. She's like the border collies from Scotland, like Scottish. Not the American version, not that Australian thing. Border collie, you know?
Yeah, no, she's an awesome dog, and I think she's got all the awesome traits. I think her line is better looking than the Australian or the American kind.
Yeah. And she's fast as a.
Yeah.
She has sensitive toes.
Man, she is.
Because if you think of what does it look like where they're actually bred.
Irish meadow, Scottish. I'm sorry, Scottish.
Big rocks jutting up out of it. They can dodge those.
Yeah, no, I mean it's mostly the like the highlands or whatnot. It's mostly grass.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what their feet are designed to run on. And so when you walk them on things that aren't exactly like that, you see that they get sensitive.
Yeah.
Which is just it's a border collie. It's not any different than her. It's just selective breeding made it a little different. Like they purposely picked pups that were different, that were prone to keeping their heads up instead of down in the ready position, taller, and longer, straighter coats. Yeah. Whereas the Scottish Border Collie has a relatively long coat, but it gets a little curly toward the butt. Okay, that's where the Australian Collie, the Aussie dog, the blue, not blue heeler, but everybody's seen them, the one that's speckled and has no tail. That one has a curly butt and has hair very close to the length of the Scottish Border Collie. So they tend to get those ones confused. The vet will be like, is this one mixed with? And like, no, this one is literally a Scottish Border Collie. They just have hair like that. That's where the Australian one got its butt hair from. It just didn't get its pattern from that. I don't know what the fuck they did there to get that marbling.
Stag algiz, I guess is how you say that. Been listening to you guys. Had to pick up Wait. Oh, okay. I think you mean in general, like over like you had to pick up the kiddo from school and the wife called, so I missed a bunch. What are we on now? Well, we're
Yeah. Yeah.
of all things.
Oh. Fucking asshole Democrats. They lie through their teeth every day and they get caught and they just pretend like it didn't happen.
Yeah. Okay, so reading dogs reminds me, yeah, okay, he was answering the question there. Stag Al goes, okay, I had a pit bull, a Shar-Pei, my second Chihuahua,
Oh, cool.
long hair. Tony Salamoni, I have 2 large German Shepherds. Nice.
Fun.
The spoiled type, but they love their dad
Are they the
duty.
crouched or do they have the Belgian hips? Like upright? Like does it crouch down like the full German Shepherd or does yours kind of stand more normal?
And Miss Latin Patriot, y'all ever talk about chicken breeds and characteristics?
We have Rhode Island Reds and one Brahma. Well, the Brahma is my favorite. She got blinded by a weed.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have the heart to kill her. I just didn't have the heart to kill her because she'd survived a freaking weed like a champ. She just like tucked her head under her wing and took it. Right? And so I'm like, no, you have to be taken care of. So long story short, her eyes are effectively non-existent. Be taught how to find food and water, but she does good now. Brahmas are very docile hens. They pay attention.
Oh,
You know?
that's how you say it. All G's, stag, all G's, pronounce all G's. It's the Proto-Germanic rune for elk. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know runes very well myself. I tried them for a little bit. I even once had a song called Tier because I felt like those 3 runes sort of the spirit of the song. But other than that, I know almost nothing about the runes. But I know Uruz is sort of like a primal power, like the power, something like that. And Sigil is the sort of looking thing, as in like say Kiss or the SS, the one that looks like lightning. And in fact, it does mean lightning, something like that, I guess.
I like all dog breeds and cat breeds. We have rag 20-pound cats and shit. It's great. We want to get servals and see if we can make a hybrid that so the cat is like the size of a dog and furry. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah. By the way, Stag, I love Hai Long.
Oh, that is a good band.
It's it's like it's refreshing to hear something like Hai Long. That's something that I wish existed for all my life, basically. There used to be this band called Crash Worship in the 90s. It's described to me as, oh my God, you got to see this band. It's just like the drum circles at the pagan festivals, because I used to go to these pagan festivals and we used to literally get on a bonfire and just drum all night long. And it was just mind alteringly great. And so my friend said, oh, it's just like that. It's just like that. So I bought an album or two and it's like, I don't know. Maybe if you were at the concert, it was that. No. But then Hai Long, now that sounds good. That's the sort of tribal, this sort of tribal trance drumming based kind of stuff that I can really get into.
What is this?
Red Wave. Yeah, because have you folks, the state of Iowa apparently has switched from blue to red.
Yeah, after they passed some voting shit, by the way. It did. Iowa passed some voting restriction laws on regards to cheating, mail-in shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden the seat gets flipped after 47 years. After 47 years, it took one fucking rule change. Well, actually, one rule enforcement would be the correct fucking terminology here. And all of a sudden,
good to have you with
all
us.
The other places.
Excuse me. Daniel, it's good to have you with us. He says, hey, the stream is finally working for me, and I want a freedom wave, says Daniel. Miss Latin says, what would happen if you inseminate a yeah, by the way, Daniel, yes, man, a freedom wave. How about a black and yellow, like a libertarian? But then again, I'm not talking about the Libertarian Party, because apparently the Libertarian Party itself has been infiltrated by libertarians.
Well,
But
it doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, it doesn't. If you're a libertarian, you don't believe in power or control or saying anything like that about anybody else's. Why would you be running for the highest office that tells you to do just that?
Yeah.
That's what a hypocrite does. And a hypocrite is no better than any fucking liar on this planet. They are not a libertarian. They're a skunk. Yeah. There's no such thing as a true libertarian party because no real libertarian candidate is actually going to run. You're going to get little liars. Fucking liars.
So, Tabby, what would happen? Miss Latin Patron wants to know what would happen if you inseminate a female Chihuahua with a Great Dane?
Well, that way I would go the opposite direction. Because the female is way too small for the capacity that even one Great Dane pup could conceivably create within her uterus, which could cause birth defects in utero, such as bone mutation. Like, have you ever seen a puppy that gets born and it has a crooked tail? And the tail, just that little nub never stretches out and it just always stays crooked right there?
Yeah.
That's because there wasn't enough room in the sac because of other tail, instead of growing in a nice curved fashion around its butt, it got kinked in there. And so the bones developed like that. And so you can get things like that from the legs to the neck to the spine, tail, even parts of their skull. So space in the uterus is really important. So if you're going to do something like that, you want to be some problems. Because did she say Chihuahua?
Yeah.
Chihuahuas are technically foxes. So breeding them with lupus DNA or canine DNA, which comes primarily from the wolf category, can come with birth complications itself. Because technically a fox isn't supposed to be compatible, but because of inbreeding the fox Chihuahua breed, which is what I think was Aztecs or the Mayans did, they basically took the local kit fox and they bred it and selectively dog that they liked. And that's the Chihuahua that we have today, or that's the relative of the Chihuahua we have today. So it's still technically a fox. So when you breed it to a dog, you have to account for a possible fuck up because of it may not genetically, you know. The only way it does blend at all is because, they refined it and they fucked up its genetics and they made it more like a refined dog, which was once a wolf, and we fucked up its genetics. Look at that,
Yeah.
So it's like you can do it, but I would talk to a vet first, and I would say always let the female be the larger one. What in a Rottweiler, but the female was the Rottweiler, and that little bastard just got on a chair and went to town. Mm-hmm. He did it, and she just stood there like the good little bitch. What the fuck, woman?
By the way, folks,
did you not feel that? Maybe not.
Damn, girl.
A small dog.
Damn.
Well, no, but it did. It nailed her, and then it gave her puppies, and the puppies looked normal. They were just kind of small.
By the way, folks, you are seeing right here. This is an expose exclusive. You heard it here first. Scoop. Tabby making a white supremacist.
Oh, shut up. I think I was doing dials there.
I don't know.
I don't remember. I think those might have been dials. I don't remember.
So gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking at this earlier and I thought, my God, she's so beautiful when she's angry. But then she's beautiful when she's not angry.
Aww.
Apatha should Twitch stream or whatever.
It doesn't work that way, Tony, with humans.
What do you say?
Because his wife is 9 and he's 6'2".
Whoa.
It only matters about position in that case, Tony.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
You just don't want to crush her.
Yeah.
You should be fine. All human babies come out roughly the same.
Yep. Yeah, white supreme pizza is awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That's the 666 sign of the elites. Yeah.
You don't make redheads mad at you. Yeah, some of us can't control the urge to just slap a hoe. Just start hitting people.
Yeah.
Screaming.
Yeah, Tony says, you're gorgeous. He's right. You're right, Tony. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I really think, wouldn't you guys like to see Tabby do like do a stream where the kind of stream where you see her playing video games, but you see her and then she talks to you, and you can even have chats, comments go by like superimposed over the game. So that way you can still see the game,
Yeah.
but you can read the comments.
I don't know how many of you know I've talked about this before on those when we talk with Josh Who. Excuse me.
Woo!
Tasted a little bit like flauta. Okay. But yeah, so I have this theory of what's coming next for like not so much our generation, but the next so many generations as far as basically control methods. Now go with me here. I've talked about the bodysuit, the VR headset, and the gaming chair, which allows you to be set in one spot so you don't basically damage everything, and it gives you the full range of feel.
Yeah.
You know, it moves with you, everything. Okay, all three of those things exist now. Okay? And I was talking about them before they technically existed, by the way, because I saw what they were hinting at. Now, a company, okay, now keep those three things in mind, that those three objects do in fact exist, and they are connectable, and they do make your reality 100% virtual. Okay? There's a company that has unleashed pretty much real estate in the virtual, to where you can purchase plots of land and live to go to work. You just plug in and play. You understand? Okay. Now we have another company offering virtual movie theaters. So you can have the 3D experience with your friends and family in your virtual avatar. Okay. We also have a singing competition show on TV right now.
Yeah.
That shows you how to make an avatar do exactly what you want. That entire show is just to advertise the avatars. They don't give a fuck about the singers. Okay? The singers are the excuse. The singers, if you've noticed, they're picking normal people. And then the normal people are becoming not normal avatars. They're more beautiful, more exotic. All right? That's to appeal to the ego of all of us.
Yeah.
All humans, don't we all have something about us that we're like, I wish people didn't see that. I don't like that.
Yeah.
And so if you could literally just get in your gaming system and become the most beautiful creation you can think of.
The
and
ideal
play
you.
your day away as that.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you? Right? Okay. Now we all know that China has a credit system for good behavior, right? We all know America is desperately trying to implement its own currently, right? Now go with me again. All somewhat addicted to this virtual gaming system, wouldn't it be to make that whole social currency thing a part of the game? To where if you go to work when you're told, you do what you're told, you never say that which you're not, you know, good little slaves, you get coins, game tokens, money, credits, diamonds, whatever they want to call it. You get them in game currency, which means that you get to play more. You get to purchase bigger things. Your house can now become bigger. You know, they have a system where you can download your actual house into the real estate fucking game, the virtual world, so that you can live in your house in the virtual world. What kind of shit is that? Okay? All of these things are going to come together, and this is a form of control. If they can turn your work, your life, into the necessity to be a part of this system, that's it. Gotcha. You're done. You're now in a dystopian fucking resources around you, and you won't, because some of you won't be good enough for office work. They're going to need workers. And that's what some of us grunts will be, the workforce. But we'll happily do it because our life sucks and we really don't want to see our house the way it really is. We want to see the virtual house that's cheaper to upgrade. Yeah. Everything now, you have food. A little vehicle comes up to your door and goes, and you get a phone and you go answer your door. Look at that. Human interaction. You don't even need it. Yeah? Oh, well, human interaction will never go away. Really? Because they're teaching school children not to humanly interact with each other right now, as we speak.
Right. But also, lack of human interaction does lead to just kind of spontaneous death.
No, but the human interaction is in the virtual. They're allowed to interact in the virtual.
Yeah.
So they supplement. They don't
Yeah.
get the real thing. They get a supplemented form of it, which is not as fulfilling. Will cause some sort of neuroses eventually.
Right. That's what I'm just gonna say. Yes.
Most likely, it'll cause like some sort of aggressive, narcissistic tendencies. You know, because they don't know
Well,
how
that-
to physically and reality wise, they don't know how to limit.
Yeah.
Is like, okay, like a narcissist only ever anyone else. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a narcissist. Now, somebody who is lacking full social spectrum may become that. Interacted with somebody who smacks them for being an asshole.
Yeah.
So they can become a massive asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could go bad. Really bad. But yeah, so that's my theory on something that's coming. Maybe not so much right away, but that's on the horizon. Up there, it's a ship and I can see its flag. And not good. Not good. So, yeah. Then again, I could just be crazy. Right about a lot of stuff, though. You know, so.
Well, I mean,
I don't.
maybe you know, I kind of feel you, Miss Latin. She says, Miss Latin Patriot says, I don't recommend anybody playing video games out of the USA, and all need to be industrious lifestyle now, like the old timers, for survival.
Well, I'm not against games. I'm not against video gaming. I'm against this particular thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying don't do it. I'm just saying don't be surprised if you and can't get out. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
Don't
she's
be
referring to
surprised.
just that. I think she's just referring to playing video games in general.
Yeah,
but
mean, you gotta,
I think
like,
what she's saying is we
control
all
your
got to
own-
start hustling.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I say like do what makes you happy. If gaming does make you happy, fine. Just don't let it take over your world, you know? Do other stuff. You know? Always remember that there is another world out there. Because it's the same thing with people who have phones on them 24/7. Like they live with it permanently attached to their palm. Sometimes. Come on, use the butter, get it.
LSPDFR to relieve all my days as a cop with less paperwork, and if a Karen goes, find a reason to arrest her.
I don't know what that is.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Oh,
Yeah. I don't know. I've tried playing video games here and there in my life, but I pretty much have not played video games since I was kind of like in junior high, I think. No, LSP where is it? LSPDFR. I don't know. Anyway, gotta have GTA V on PC to play it. You know, it's like play it after work. Tony Solomon virtual.
And the one where you get to play the 3 characters. I don't like when they start, you know, doing that fucking gender inclusiveness shit with the one that came after that one where she's got to be a girl and stuff. I don't care. I don't know what they did there. I didn't really understand. But
Yeah.
no, I like GTA. This sounds cool. You get to be part of the cops. Time finding that one little glitch in like a rock somewhere where you can just fire endless missiles and like all your ammo at the cops as they come until you finally get the tanks and shit. They can't get you. They just can't get you because you're in that one little sweet spot. I remember, was it Grand Theft Auto 2 maybe? You know the one where it was the black guy in like LA or something? That character. There was a spot by a bridge where you could do that. You could just get up under the bridge and you could just snipe every cop that came and they could not get you. They just couldn't because you were in that one spot and the helicopters couldn't shoot you because you're under the bridge. And the only thing that they could result in doing is ramming the wall. And then if you accidentally blew a vehicle up underneath you, then you would die. But other than that, they couldn't touch you. You get 5 stars. It's great. They send out the military after a while.
LSPDFR is a mod for Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I see. Yeah, see.
Cool.
Dude, guys and girls, around junior high, I guess, or so is when I just stopped playing video games. I mean, I come from a generation where, well, whatever. We didn't have things like PlayStation and all that. You know, I just didn't have the money for that, and so I never played video games. And from Commodore 64 I haven't played it.
Well, I know on the online Grand Theft Auto, like people do the weirdest things. Like they load in strange avatars, and they make the characters do these odd things, and there's like in the sky or something, and I don't know how they're doing this. You got like ramp up there or something. I don't know. I've never played the online one, but people do have a lot of fun with it. I'll give that from what I've seen. And yeah, you're right. The San Andreas ones. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one where there was a bridge and you could. And I'm trying to remember what bridge it was, but you can get up right underneath. It's great. In every way possible, and all that's left is vaulting vehicles on the highway and shooting cops to see how many stars you can get.
Yeah.
Good vehicles. Like if you can get a tank, you're golden.
Well, Stag, first of all, I'm flattered that you think I'm that age, but that's cool. But no, I had Commodore 64 when I was a kid when I lived at home, and then when I moved out, none of us actually had a video game system. That's really weird. I moved into a house with a bunch of friends, and we lived there for a while, and we didn't have TV. That's another thing. As soon as I moved out of my parents' home at age 18, I didn't have television hookup. I have a video game system where I lived for many years, and then finally in my early 30s, I did. But then I still didn't really watch TV, nor did I play the games. But they were in my house, though. So there's that.
That's not everybody's thing. Yeah.
No, it's just not me. I don't like TV. I don't like video games.
It's just not everybody's thing. Some people are geared toward that. Like, I love puzzles. That's why I like games. I also like architecture and getting to build. That's why I like Minecraft and The Sims, because I get to build in both of those. I also like any other game that allows me to build. Like 7 Days to Die is literally the realistic version of freaking Minecraft. Freaking awesome. I enjoy that on so many levels.
Yeah.
It's just like, cool. And like when you don't think that they can send you a weirder monster, a new one shows up. The horde just gets bigger every 7 days.
No, Miss Latin, we had TV in my household when I was a kid, but when I moved out at age 18, we did, me and my roommates, or when I lived alone, whatever the case may be, I would have a television set in the household, but it would be like hooked up to a VCR. So it was like something that when we wanted to watch a movie, we watched the movie, and otherwise there's nothing on the TV. There was no antenna hookup, no cable, none of that. But when I was a kid, my parents had TV, and then we got cable at a certain point when I was a kid too, we had what do you call it, Atari when I was a kid. That should tell you my age. But by the time things like Nintendos and Segas were coming out, I decided we were more into the Commodore 64 thing, because I started, I tried to learn how to program. I created a very rudimentary AI program myself on the Commodore 64 and BASIC and all that kind of stuff. So and my parents like a Commodore 64 and get something like a Sega or a Nintendo or anything like that. So we never had those things.
I think when I was in my first year of high school, I finally managed to get an Atari.
Okay, and by that time, Atari had been around for many years.
Yeah.
Many, many, many years.
I finally got an Atari.
Wow.
And then when I got into my first apartment, moved out at 19, I had a PS. It was a PS1 at that time.
Yeah.
Small one, and it, the games weren't.
Fiery Waco brings up. My ex didn't watch TV in their family, like some religious cult, I bet. It seriously limited her ability to understand common cultural tropes and memes. And that's the thing. It's like, you got to watch out for that. Like, if you raise your kid too differently, then they have trouble really dealing with society.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But society's not a real thing, but a virtual one.
Right. But then I like all these memes going around where it's somebody saying, it's the words of somebody saying, but if you homeschool your kids, how are they going to adjust to society? And then it's those words, but it's showing some public school kids wrapped in bubbles and whatnot.
Ridiculous. Kids in boxes and stuff.
Yeah.
Playing 6 feet apart. Can't touch, can't talk.
Yeah.
It's not okay. It's not okay. That seems like a larger setup for something. Like they need to make a generation that is willing to accept such a life.
Yeah. By the way, Stag, this will give you my age. You were mentioning the coin operated things. When I was really, really young, the first video games I ever played was somewhere in my neighborhood. They had a Tempest and Space Invaders. I didn't like Space Invaders because I sucked at it. Asteroids, and I was really bad at asteroids. I was just not good at asteroids.
I'm not good. I just end up going in a circle too often.
Yeah, it gets real chaotic real fast, and I was never good at that. But I was good at Tempest. And then some years later, their first Star Wars video game came out, and I love that one, man. I don't think I was all that great at it, but I mean, I really, really like that. But that gives you an idea of how old I am. Those games weren't brand new when I was playing them, but that was about the level that games were at. And then a couple years after that is when you started seeing color, shapes, and things instead of just outlines.
Now on the computer, when I was in elementary school, I did have a computer at one point, and I was fucking up Duke Nukem.
Duke Nukem.
I was messing that game up something hard. Great. I love that game.
Cool.
Yeah.
So many comments. Mainly BF player, says Chronic, but lately it's been disappointing. I play WZ and CW, BF 2042, and Insurgency Xbox One and Switch Mario, Metroid, Zelda, Smash Brothers. Stag says I had an Atari, a Nintendo, then a Super Nintendo. By then I had a good old PC that my dad let me load my games on. We both had flight simulators. Yeah, my father was really into the flight simulator thing on a Commodore 64. He was really into that, like he had this game that was very difficult. You have your yoke exactly right, and you're this and that and everything, and he even sprung for the money for like the extra controls so that you're actually using a pilot's steering wheel and whatnot.
Tony, I remember the days of BB guns.
Yeah.
I caught one in the ass cheek. I know what they're like. Some definite responsibility, and yeah, never ever turn your back on somebody with a BB gun. Ever. You keep them in your eyes at all times,
Right on.
Otherwise, you're catching one in the ass. I'm not kidding you. Especially if it's your brother. You will catch it in the ass. He's going to shoot you in your butt cheek. And he's going to over pump it, too. I think he had to have done 20 when he shot me. That fucking thing hurt.
Tony says he's 68, but more immature than me. Well, good for you.
Yeah, I had a bow and arrow when I was a kid. I have one now, but I had one when I was a kid. It was my brother's. He didn't have any use for it.
Yeah.
He got tired of shooting it up in the air and losing all his friends.
Chronic likes those proper control flying games. Yeah.
Those would be fun.
My father also was very into this game that was for the Commodore 64. It was a what do you call it? A stealth bomber game. And I think it was roughly based on some military game that was or military simulator. But anyway, they had certain targets and certain hot spots in like Libya, Egypt, a couple other actual places that the U.S. military at that time was interested in. And you had to do certain missions and get in at a certain level. You had to come in at a certain elevation so they couldn't pick you up, and then you had to come down at some point to bomb. But if you don't do things right, then you get shot out of the sky. So it's one of those games.
So apparently Stag used to shoot racers and pencil racers at each other.
Okay.
And Tony,
Nice.
yeah, I figured, Tony, you played with BB guns. If most of us who have ever had a BB gun in our vicinity, or held one, or had somebody else hold one, have gotten shot in the ass.
Fiery
Or the
Waco.
arm.
My demographic seems to be old dudes. Yeah, I'm old, dude.
You're not old.
I I'm not young, but I mean, I certainly feel young. And when I
Still
think,
has a nice ass, so I don't care what he says.
yeah, when I think about my age, I'm like, holy shit. You know, like I'm not 20 something anymore, but I kind of feel like I am.
Good.
Yeah. Lancer 737, just trouble. I tried promoting your channel and the hard bastard on You Are Here without when Alex Jones was on. Cool. They were elsewhere. I hope Alex contacts you. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I would like for somebody to get the word out about these Antifa murders that nobody's really reported on. I mean, they have a little bit, but not really. And other things, you know. Thank you. We do appreciate that very much, Lancer. Fire Waco, Miss Latin Patron, not you. You sweet young thing. Okay, that was that Miss Latin Patron. Stag, all fun and games until you hit some ranch kids.
Yeah, I don't want to hit no one else's shit, especially if that person that shit has money.
Yeah.
Ranch kids usually do.
I also Lancer says I also posted your Antifa database in Hard Bastards live stream. Great, thank you very much. Do you mean that new one on Substack, the Antifa smoking guns? That one. Either way, I appreciate that very much. Miss Latin Patriot, Fiery Waco. No, I mean you don't call the dudes old man. Old man, I think is what she means. I'm not sure. I've had a headache for this whole thing though, but I hope you guys have all been having a good time. Smoking Gun says, thank you very much. I mean, somebody really has to compile that shit. And I think I was just scratching the surface, you know, because the thing is, when it comes to much that I have a wide sort of overview of things, it's more like I have a general idea of the whole thing, and then I delve really deeply into specific incidents. What's really going on there. But I know there's a lot of other smoking guns out there that I just have to go and find, you know. Oh, if only I had 10 times more free time than I actually have. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And Tabby has to tell me she every once in a while she has to tell me, look, you're working too hard. You got to give yourself a break. And it's hard. It's hard for me to take a day off. And when I try to take a day off, I don't. You know, I end up working a little bit and then not working. And then I fall asleep. Days that I don't work, I fall asleep. Yep. Well, Lancer 737, that is awesome. Thank you so very much. Whatever comes of that, you know, whatever may come of that, thank you very much. I appreciate that very much. Miss Latin Patriot, man, like the thug talk. Man. Yeah, like that, I guess. Man. Tony Salamboy, trimming some totally awesome homegrown as we speak. Yeah. Nice. Fire Waco, Miss Latin Patriot, LOL. You as retired guys have made the time in the middle of the day to watch YouTube streams. Stag says my hometown is Saratoga, Wyoming. Interesting. Current population of almost 2,000 people. If you add all the mule deer, sheep, goats, horses, and other animals, about 10,000. I live in Casper, Wyoming now. Wow. Wyoming's a beautiful state to drive through, man.
Yeah.
I drove through there once in winter, and man, it was beautiful. I mean, like all the mountains and everything, they were like sort of speckled with snow, but you know, all those rocky stuff. I mean, if you're driving through the national highways, you know. Excuse me. Lancer 737. I need to do more. I don't feel like I don't do enough. I've tried warning all the military people. I could do on Twitter, instant permaban on Army Reddit, later Navy, Space Forces based. Yeah, well, that's Trump's thing, right?
Yeah, the Democrats trying to get rid of it.
Of course they are. Stag. Oh, yeah. I mean, damn, man, Lancer. That's serious stuff. Didn't mean to at myself facepalm. Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't even notice that. I kind of, my eyes just skipped over that. Stag. Nice to live in Wyoming. You guys should move here. Casper just got buried this week. Who's Casper?
I don't know.
Casper just got buried this week.
You have to elaborate on that. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
What do you mean by that? But anyway, I'm sure it's beautiful there. Where we live is beautiful too, though. You know. Won't tell you where, but you know we do live in a
Yeah.
beautiful area.
Very pretty.
Yeah.
Yeah, Casper.
Casper. Probably in snow, says Fiery Wake Ho.
Oh, Casper, Wyoming.
Oh, derp. Hi guys, says John Galt. Hi guys, good to see that Tabby's feeling better. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah,
I'm getting there. It's a fight. Trust me.
yeah.
Damn brain.
Casper, Wyoming, we got 14 inches of snow. Yeah, these are trying times. I'm sure a lot of people out there are stressed.
Well, I have diagnosed anxiety and panic disorder, and it can be pretty bad at times. So I've been doing that for like the past 2 months, I think. Yeah.
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 A little bit of this.
No more.
Oh, that's the last one.
No.
I gotta go back. I don't think I do.
All right. Well, if there was a screaming one, that would be me internally.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, we all got to keep in mind that they are, and that's where they want us. That and they want us very divided, obviously.
Yeah.
It's almost everything that you do see on TV. Well, not, I mean, I'm exaggerating, but you know, on television, how much of it is racial stuff? Like it's all like the sort of implied, sort of like, white people kind of attitude. They just over and over again, you know, they just try to hammer it down.
Yeah.
Racial division. And then also, you know, to a lesser extent, this woman, male versus female, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what they want from us. They want us to be at each other's throats and all of that. And they want us in a panic. Stag Cheyenne and Wheatland had nothing. Gillette, Sundance, Sheridan, Lander, Riverton, Rawlings, Rock Springs, pretty much all of central Wyoming was shut down due to snow. I see. I've had yeah, see where we live, it's kind of mellow, man. We do get snow, but it's never really all that bad. And you know, we do have hot summers, but it's not anything like say you would get in the deep south or places like that, man.
We have a little sweet spot here.
Yeah, I mean,
it's no shit. It can be like thundering and lightning like crazy everywhere around us. Us, small drizzle.
yeah, well, that happens, yeah.
That happens a lot. Like you go to town, and then as soon as you hit like this weird freaking Bermuda Triangle around us, the rain stops.
Yeah,
And it becomes a trickle. You know,
that's
it's
true.
Kind of nice. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes we do get down, but it makes you want to get flooded today.
Chronic says they want us to be divided and demoralized. If the situation was hopeless, then their propaganda would not be necessary. Ding dong. Yep. Let's hook go branded LOL. Not sure what you mean by that. Let's hook go branded. Well, I think you mean something about let's go branded, but yeah, I'll say it, I'll read it again. They want us to be divided and demoralized. If the situation was hopeless, then their propaganda would not be necessary. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, thank you. That's kind of what I'm saying. Lance 737. Yeah, with how they are treating white people in government and media being a minority. If everyone were happy normal, it wouldn't be a big deal. He says, Chronic. Yep. There's something to be concerned they are something to be concerned about. I like those emojis. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Thanks for info, Stag Chronic. Typo. Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you want to talk about, Tabby, or anybody else out there? Do you have any subjects you want to talk about?
Right?
I mean,
Anybody know that Johnson and Johnson was putting cancer-causing chemicals in their hand in their sunscreens,
Mondeville.
and that they were also selling the medical equipment to treat said cancers that would be caused? Well, now let's do the math of how many and how many of them. Probably a good number. I was wondering why child leukemia was skyrocketing.
Thanks for being here, Fiery.
Now Johnson & Johnson is also making COVID vaccines. Gee, what cancer are they trying to sell you now?
Yeah, right. Jesus.
Sold women cervical cancer and leukemia.
Yeah.
And now they've got a vaccine for COVID. And people are taking it.
Yeah, that's smart.
To do it again, and you're like, I'm gonna do it again. Don't buy anything from that company ever again. Don't let them put nothing in your body.
4 different kinds of hand sanitizer have blood cancer causing chemicals in it.
Yeah. Oh, like
I don't know if
one
they're
of
all
them
owned by JJ. Either way, that 44 flavor. That's 44.
Yeah, it's this. It's what is it? All clean naturals.
Right.
All clean natural or all clean naturals. 3 chemicals in one hand sanitizer. All clean naturals is the product name. Rude. What the fuck? Oh.
Well, what do you think? There is a white spot over the carpet. Not sure why.
Well, I'm glad they found that, Stag.
Where my dad had COVID. Okay, my dad had my mom and my father-in-law, wife, and myself. We all lived. If it wasn't for the COVID, my dad would have died from cancer because he hates doctors. I see. So the only reason why they found out about your dad's cancer is because of COVID.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That happened.
Yes. Far out.
They found it. They saw.
I like what Stag says. He hates everybody equally, so he's good.
Yeah.
Where's the? I missed the comment. Where did it go? I lost it. Anyway, a lot of comments. To clarify, my dad was a long-termer. Cancer was why he was a long-termer. A cancer. And Miss Latin Patriot says to Stag, I'm glad you're all doing better and well. Last 737. You want me to know? You want to know something? My best friend in real life got the vax to protect his mom and dad because they both had blood cancer. If he gets it from the vax, I will be hyper pissed. Yeah. It's a concern. Chronic says I lost mine to it. Rest in peace. Wow, you're what now? Your best friend? But it was before it was a known thing in 2019, and wow. Sorry to hear that. Stag, Miss Atlas. Well, everyone is going well. Thank you for that. Okay. When people get sick and die, condition can't shut down society. I know nobody here. I don't think any of you were suggesting any such thing, but yeah, it's part of life, and our eating habits kill a certain amount of people all the time here on the world, on planet Earth. The way we drive around in vehicles, the way we fly airplanes, smoke, drink, etc. All these things, they come with some level of risk. Yep. And we can't just shut down society because, obesity leads to a certain amount of heart risk, to heart and stuff.
That's my favorite.
Go ahead.
That's my favorite coercion tactic the media likes to make people get jabbed. They're like, Fat Karen here died because You didn't get vaccinated. She did, but it's because you didn't get vaccinated that Fat Karen died. Fat Karen was almost 600 pounds. It was because Fat Karen was 600 pounds that Fat Karen died. That's the narrative the media spits out. They always find somebody who just died because of contact with unvaccinated. Is
Right.
the headline. And it's always a fat bitch. And I mean, not just like a little big. No, I mean
Yeah.
4, 5, 600 pounds.
Yeah.
With bitch, you may not even survive the flu. What are you talking about? Shut up. You know you fucked up your liver, kidneys, and everything else being that weight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you went got sick on top of it. Oh, that's not good.
Yeah.
Had nothing to do with me.
By the way, Chronic says he was talking about his dad lost. Yeah. Yeah. I lost an aunt to very of cancer that, and this is really weird. Apparently it started in her breast and it metastasized quickly in dendritic formation. She died from it.
Sucks, man.
Tony Sal, you got to eat a peck of dirt before you die. But hey,
Yeah, that's true.
Miss Latin Patriot, I worked at hospice all alone with patients for days, working long hours. I believe in the right to choose to die. Well, I do too, as long as you're doing so with sound mind. But I'm sure I'm sure that's what you mean. Stag doesn't need the poke. He also had a stroke because the hospital in Rawlins, Wyoming, wouldn't drain the COVID fluid from his chest that was causing the blood clots from his heart. Yeah, God damn it, they may be.
Can't do the one simple thing that'll just stop this.
God damn it.
Right?
No.
Can't just do the right thing, can you?
No, you got to have a lot of deaths, a lot of death numbers to get that money from the government.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's different than when Grandma was in the hospital, and every time I come to visit, they had her laying flat. She can't lay flat. She chokes. But no, every time.
Stag says that his wife, daughter, son, and mom all had to witness his dad's stroke. I had been a cop and oil field first responder, and my mom's a school bus driver. It's how we got my dad's help in time. Wow. Also about this stuff about herbs cause remission for cancer. Wow. Jeez.
Jesus.
Yeah, you can go ahead and read it. I have a bad headache. I can't keep reading the chat, folks. My eyes hurt behind my eyes.
Well, if you want to quit, that's
Well, it's up to you, baby. I mean, you could talk as long as you want to.
well, a while, and then if we decide we want to talk some more, we'll come back up.
Folks, we may do another live stream. And thanks. We may do another live stream later. We'd be glad if you join us. Thanks for being with us. We really do appreciate it. And our hearts go out to all of you who lost a loved one, or who are sick, or who have a loved one that's sick. Yeah.
It's just horrible. I'm so sorry.
Bob Marley's song, "Don't Worry About a Thing." Because every little thing gonna be all right. Okay. So, folks, thank you very much. We're gonna say cool. All right, folks. Thanks very much. Maybe talk to you later. I hope. Thanks. Bye.